everybody, I'm Jammer, and welcome back to another Animal Crossing New Horizons video. Honestly, I was kind of surprised that we saw the new trailer for the Mario update coming to Animal Crossing New Horizons in the Nintendo Direct the other day. It's cool to see all these new items coming sooner to Animal Crossing, so we'll have them sooner in our game. But as always, let's take a look at all the footage. I'll break down all the new items coming with this new Mario update, like all the new clothes, the new furniture items, the very special warp pipe item. Then from there, we can talk about what we'll expect next for the next update to come to Animal Crossing New Horizons. But before we get started, if you are new here, perhaps consider subscribing. We do a ton of Animal Crossing content here on this channel. There is a massive back catalog of tons of amazing videos, so if you like Animal Crossing, I'm positive you're gonna love what's gonna come next. Anyways, thank you so much for listening to all that. Without further ado, let's talk about the new Mario update. I think the first thing to talk about when it comes to this update is when it's coming out. Rather than what we expected, because they originally announced that this would be coming in March, we kind of thought, oh, it would be available on March 10th, Mario Day, but no, instead, this update is actually going to be available on February 25th. So you'll be able to update your game to this newest version and download the new Mario update. However, the new items won't be available until later on. From what they showed in the trailer, it looks like there's going to be a new promotional item tab where all these new Mario items will be available starting March 1st in-game. Likely what this means is once the update goes live the 25th of February, I'm pretty sure you could just time travel in-game to March 1st for these promotional items to exist in your catalog. It could be time locked, but typically stuff that were like seasonal items and other stuff like that would come with updates to the catalog were never time locked in real life. This could be obviously different because this is like more of a formalized big update with a bunch of promotional items. But theoretically, we could be playing with these new items next week, which is really cool. But let's talk about all the new items that are coming with this update. There's a wide variety of a bunch of different fun stuff where you can theme now a really cool Mario area on your island. Then a handful of Mario power-ups like the 1-Up Mushroom, the Super Mushroom, the Super Star, the Fire Flower, and just like in previous Animal Crossing games where all 4 of the items did appear, when you interact with them, they'll play a little bounce animation and the little sound effect of like collecting said item in a Mario game. Beyond the power-ups, we have an assortment of different kinds of blocks. We have the blocks that can go on the ground, which actually can be used as tables, as you'll see like the stars on top of it. There's some coins later on top of the table. But separate to that is the floating question block as well as the floating block, which is kind of cool to see like your little Animal Crossing character walking underneath these big floating items. What's cool even too that there's like a motion sensor underneath the question block item, and it'll look as if you're bouncing up to hit it and like collect coins, which is like a super cool animation. It's a little weird to like have this like floating item because technically this is going to take up a space on the ground. You could never put anything underneath it, of course. But it's cool to see like something floating above your character like that. Another item is the coin, and here in the trailer you see a set of 3 of them, and this is super cool. They kind of act like floor lights and other things you like place on the ground. So they're furniture items, they take up a space, but you as the player can walk over them. And what's cool is they play the little like coin collect animation where they actually disappear when your player walks into them. You can later see too that you can put them on top of tables just like you can in the other power-ups and stuff. This is actually one of my favorite items. This looks so cool, the fact that you can like walk through them and like collect coins. I'm really looking forward to seeing how people can be creative with all these new Mario items and maybe make like a Mario themed obstacle course where you can like collect coins and stuff. It looks super cool, and I love the idea of these like coins like disappearing as you walk through them rather than being like big stationary items, you know, like that you can just interact with. I love that like they can be collected. That's so cool. That's so cool. To wrap up the furniture, there's a Koopa shell that can be interacted with. There's a big thwomp that gets in the way of the player here. It's kind of cool that it also has a motion sensor. You can see here the player doesn't in fact interact with the thwomp to like make it fall. Like you get close to the thwomp and then it like gets in the way of progress of the player, which is exactly how a thwomp works, right? It's really cool to see these like floating items in Animal Crossing because they really have never done something like this before where like there's just an item with nothing underneath but floating above but still taking up a space on the grid. It's just, I don't know, it's just cool to see how they've incorporated these items. In the background here, you'll see a set of a couple of mushroom platforms. There's the large ones, the red ones, and the pink small variant ones. And it's cute to see these little mushrooms in the background. I feel like these items are probably like one of the more versatile items that you could use like outside of like Mario themed designs. Like you could use the other mush furniture and all the other DIYs you collect during like the autumn and whatnot, and these would fit in quite well with all that stuff too. There's of course the warp pipe item, which we'll talk about a little bit later in a second. But then when you get to the other side of the warp pipe, you see of course the iconic Mario Bros flag, which can be interacted with, and the Mario flag replaces the Bowser one, completing the level. But let's talk about all the new clothes that are coming with this update, because we've kind of been ignoring it so far. As shown off right at the beginning, there's the Wound outfit with 4 different outfits, and those coincidentally are the 4 full outfits of all the new character clothing that's coming with this update. There's the Mario outfit that comes with the hat, the mustache, the outfit, which is like a full bodysuit, as well as the shoes. Same goes for Luigi, hat, stash, outfit, and shoes. And the shoes look very similar between Mario and Luigi, but they are different. The Luigi shoes are a little bit darker than the Mario shoes. At the end, of course, we see Princess Peach with the iconic crown and dress. And there is, in fact, Princess Peach shoes that we can see here when they go over the Nook catalog items. But we don't kind of see it here because obviously it's covered up by the dress, but there are Peach shoes too, which is great to see. Then finally, the 4th character we see is Wario. Again, just like the other 2 Mario Bros, the hat, stash, outfit, and shoes. So sad, Waluigi, again, he doesn't make it in Smash, he doesn't make it in Animal Crossing, he's just always being forgotten, yet Wario gets a free pass? And what's up with Daisy not getting her dress into the game? That's kind of a bummer too. It's still great to see all these fun Mario themed outfits. And I feel like these are the iconic ones you would expect to like come with this update, of course. So beyond the furniture we saw laid out here in the trailer, there's actually a collection of interior furniture that we see later in the promotional tab and also in some screenshots that were posted to Twitter. The other items are like the block flooring and the mushroom mural wall. This returns from previous Animal Crossing games. It looks exactly the same as those wallpaper room flooring did before. In addition to that, there's a couple of rugs. There's the Lakitu cloud rug. There's the little Yoshi egg rug. So it's cool to see there's a couple of interior items to come with this update as well. Anyways, let's circle back to the big item of this update, being the warp pipe. This is the most interesting item in this whole pack because everything else is just Mario themed. Oh, it just looks like some cool Mario Easter egg stuff. The pipe changes everything. As you can see here, the player hops in the pipe only to teleport to somewhere else on the island, connecting each warp pipe, which is just crazy. The fact that teleportation exists in Animal Crossing New Horizons this changes everything. With this new item, you can make areas that were previously inaccessible, like whether you have an area elevated up or down, and there's a bunch of stuff in the way so you can't ladder down into it, you could instead use a warp pipe to like teleport into these little areas in your island. Before we get into fun ideas and stuff, let's get into how this warp pipe works. The first thing that was confirmed that yes, you can place more than 2 warp pipes per island. So if you place 2, they're guaranteed to warp between one another, and it's simple as that. But if there's 3 or more warp pipes on your island, it'll be randomized to which one you teleport out of, which it can be kind of annoying, but if you do end up only using 2, then you can guarantee teleporting between 2 specific places. How they link up and connect, you don't have to do any of that stuff. It's all automatic. Just buy another warp pipe, drop it on the ground, and they'll automatically be linked up in the pipe network of your teleportation here in New Horizons. Another thing, according to Nintendo though, is that you can actually put warp pipes inside of your house. So what this means is actually you could have a warp pipe somewhere outside your island, go in it, and actually teleport back into your house from somewhere else in your town, which is really interesting. With this, you could make a really easy to use shortcut to go back immediately to your house really quickly, rather than worrying about running all the way back to get materials you're missing, or you need to get stuff out of your storage. So not only can you teleport around your island, but having the ability to teleport right back into your house is really, really cool. As far as right now, we're not currently aware if there's any like limit on how many warp pipes you have. There's no telling if you could just place down like 20, 50, 100 warp pipes and just like teleport all around, and we don't know just yet. Maybe that'll be something we'll have to experiment next week, theoretically, when we can use these items. So there is no like predetermined way to like set which pipes link to which. It is just a full network of all just randomized different teleports, which can be kind of annoying. But at the same time, the fact that teleportation exists in Animal Crossing is still just mind-blowing for that matter. What's also worth thinking about too is actually this warp pipe teleportation works with multiplayer with friends, because as we see here in the trailer, when there's like multiple people on the island, when they set up this little Mario skit, they're teleporting right in front of them, and we even see Luigi teleport behind Mario. So that's cool that like it's not a feature that's only exclusive when it's like you're playing single player. You can actually use these warp pipes when you have friends over on your island. And since pipes can go inside your house, it almost makes me wonder, like, what if you put a pipe in a villager's house? Like, what's gonna happen there? I mean, I'm afraid to test it because I don't want to waste one of my warp pipes to be teleporting into one of my villagers' houses. Or maybe it'll be an item that's just like they won't place down or something like that. Because it would be very hard to get rid of said pipe. But it would be kind of funny if you could just like teleport into Apple's house, be like, "Hi, I'm here." So beyond this new Mario update, there's a couple of other things coming along later down the road. Some new other seasonal items. One holiday is Girls' Day in Japan that comes with a Girls' Day doll set and a Bonbori lamp you can see here in this screenshot. Another day celebrated is Pie Day, not to be confused with the food, but actually the number itself, but looks like it's a bit of both here in New Horizons. And then finally, there'll be a couple of St. Patty's Day's items coming later down the road, including the Shamrock Rug, Shamrock Door Plate, and even a Shamrock Soda that you can drink with your friends. Kinda cool. So before we wrap up, let's talk about the future of Animal Crossing updates. So at the end of this trailer, rather than announcing the next update, they just said, hey, keep your tabs on the Animal Crossing Twitter account to keep up to date on all the new Animal Crossing stuff. So rather than announcing a formal next update, we're kind of in the dark now. We don't know when the next update's gonna be coming out to Animal Crossing beyond this one here, which is exciting and scary at the same time, but I think I might have a good idea. Especially since this new Mario update is a lot smaller in scope than people were expecting. People were thinking it was gonna be like a big Mario holiday, where you maybe go around the town and collect stuff and get DIYs, but instead, it's just a collection of seasonal items that are in the Nook Shopping catalog. Kind of honestly more what I expected it to be along the lines of. But anyways, in my personal opinion, this kind of works out to our favor. Because this is a promotion rather than a full-blown holiday, this gives the development team much more time to work on other things rather than focus time on this Mario update. Meaning, theoretically, we could be seeing a bigger update coming down the line pretty soon. What would make sense, all things considered, is that the anniversary of New Horizons is right around the corner, being of course March 20th. And so with this update being out of the way next week, that does give us a good amount of time to theoretically see a pretty expansive update coming at the anniversary of the game. I think we'll talk a little bit more about that later on, but theoretically, that is something really cool to look forward to. We could be seeing a really awesome celebration of the anniversary of this game, perhaps bringing a bigger update with new characters, emotes, furniture items, who knows, but I couldn't be more excited to see what's gonna be coming next to this game. But what are you most excited for with this new Mario update, and how do you plan to use your warp pipes? Definitely let me know that in the comments below. If you like this video, be sure to give it a big awesome like, and if you haven't already, definitely subscribe for tons more on Animal Crossing New Horizons. As a reminder, we do stream this game every weekend at 10 AM Eastern right here on YouTube Live. That's both Saturdays and Sundays. Be sure to follow me over on my socials, as well as join our community Discord. Link to that in the description below. It's a great place to find friends to play Animal Crossing with, and I've seen a bunch of people linking up and like bringing people to each other's islands lately. It's been awesome, and I encourage you to join and check it out. Anyways, guys, thank you all so much for watching. I'll catch you in the next one. See ya!